Department of Veterans Affairs announced today that 1,400 people in non-mission critical positions are getting laid off. This comes after the VA, laid off 1,000 people earlier this month. Tell us your view of these additional layoffs.
Well, what they're calling non-mission critical, I think you and I, the average American, would disagree with them that these are non-mission critical. How does a surgeon perform an operation without a surgical nurse, without a surgical assistant? We're already hearing that surgeries are being canceled or postponed at the VA. I have one person who is a crisis hotline supervisor. This is someone who did such a good job that were promoted. Now they're training other crisis hotline. The people who answer the phones, they're there with them as they're being trained up to answer the phones, and that person is still laid off. Donald Trump has fired more veterans than any other president in our recent history. And this has to stop because these are hardworking people. And it's really an insult to all of the federal employees who are making sure that the system is running. Some of these folks are people who do claims processing, making sure the veterans have access to their benefits that they've earned. They're laid off.
I got a text from a Gold Star mom just a few minutes ago noting that about 30% of the federal workforce is veterans, are veterans. So when you hear about people being laid off, there's a 30% chance that they're veterans. We spoke about last week about the people working the Veterans Crisis Line getting laid off, and then later we hired about a dozen of them. I want you to listen to what VA Secretary Doug Collins said about that over the weekend.
We did not, hear me clearly, lay off any veteran crisis line responder. They're still picking up the phone, they're still talking to you, and they're going to be. Why? Because I said so.
Is that true? Did Secretary Collins save these jobs?
Well, he reinstated them, but the fact of the matter is that he is still, for example, the trainer of the crisis hotline, the people who pick up the phone, the supervisor is still laid off. He is splitting hairs here, and he is trying to fool the American people and fool veterans. He has laid off so much capacity at the VA that now veterans are not getting the help that they need. The caregiver hotline is now slowed down. These are the people, the family members who take care of our disabled veterans. They're finding slow times in terms of reaching out and getting help there. And frankly, he's trying to split hairs. And if you don't have somebody to back you up as you're answering the phone calls and your supervisor isn't there, you can't do your job helping a veteran who's in crisis. And I'm really scared that we're going to start losing veterans because the program is not operating at 100% potential.
As a veteran, do you trust VA Secretary Collins to stand up to President Trump or Elon Musk to fight for veterans?
Nope. Whatever one, I never got to, confirm Elon Musk. He never came before us. He wasn't elected by the American people, and he's out there firing people left and right for not knowing what they're doing. And multiple cabinet secretaries were unable to answer questions from me, such as, would you refuse to carry out an illegal order if President Trump issued an illegal order? And, Secretary Collins, just one of them, was unable to answer that in a simple yes or no.